right in. You start with an opening statement. Question, everybody.
Obviously, a better than average day at the office. You never really expect a game to go like that, and obviously it's always kind of a pleasant surprise when it does. I think you always hope for the best, and I guess at least myself as a coach, I always prepare for the worst. And I think you have to, because every team, I mean, that's a very good basketball team. I'm already mentally preparing for our return trip down there, which will not be easy. You know, that's a 5-4 team here at the Turn, just like we are. Obviously, when shots started going in, and you know, the game got a little favored in our direction, which was, I think, really good for our guys. You know, we've struggled to score the ball a little bit, and I don't think it has anything to do with our talent or our ability, or how good our players are, or anything like that. I just think our lineup has kind of changed a little bit throughout the year, and every time somebody's either added or subtracted due to injury, your team just changes, you know. And we have a bunch of guys that have championship pedigree, that know each other, that don't want to be selfish, that are playing to win, playing the right way, and obviously you just sometimes got to find your rhythm. And these last couple games, we've obviously made some steps in the right direction. Certainly today seemed like we were a very confident basketball team out there. Very proud of certainly these last 3 weeks and how these guys have persevered and improved and gotten better. And it's great to have a day like today where it kind of confirms that all the work we're putting in has the chance to really pay off for us.
About the first 10 minutes of the second half, I think you guys were shooting 80+% from the field and from three. Have you ever been a part of a game like that? Have you ever seen that kind of stretch over 10 minutes?
I don't know. I mean, I guess every once in a while you have a game where you really get scorching. You know, so I guess I see a lot of gray hairs in the morning. So I've been doing this a while. So there's been a couple games, I'm sure, that you can remember, but it certainly hasn't quite happened in the year and year 2/3 that we've been here. You know, and really happy for Wu to get going, for Don to get going. You know, those are two all-conference caliber players, future professionals that, you know, that have already accomplished such great things here at WKU. And this year has been a challenge in the sense that, you know, it feels like in one breath we're a championship team, we're coming back together, but at the same time we're part of that team. You know, and that team, we're a championship team, but we were an 8-8 team as well in the league. So, you know, we've had great moments and we've had struggles, and we've had both of that. So, Wu and Don are two special talents, and like I said, awesome guys, future pros. For them both to kind of get heated up like that at the same time, and I know Braxton threw in a couple there too. It seemed like, I mean, I wasn't calling many plays there for that stretch, so it just seemed like we were getting defensive stops, runouts, and and to their credit, making the extra pass, making the unselfish play that led to pretty wide open shot. So definitely a very positive stretch for our team, and you know, we'll try to see if we could recreate that. Easier said than done.
Coach, this is a team that's second in the conference in points allowed and first in the conference in opposing
Yeah.
shooting percentage. What was clicking out there offensively throughout this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I thought we played a really good first half, and then that run at the end of the first half to get up by 8 was very, very important. Christian Cook had 10 points at the 8-minute media timeout, and we thought we could bother them. I mean, their defense in conference games is rated number 1. Ours is, I think, right behind them. But they kind of guard similar to how we guard, kind of how we, going from UTEP to these guys, like they play a similar style defense to what we do, you know. So we just try to put confidence in our guys and say we see a defense like this every single day. That they play hard, they're gonna pressure you, they're gonna get in you, they can run through passes, they rebound, they're physical. I think when the 3-point shots go in, it does certainly help. You know, it gives you a confidence, and it stretches out the defense for driving lanes to the basket. So, you know, I thought in the first half we played a very together basketball game, you know, and I thought the fact that we had 42 points at the half was impressive. I don't think they had allowed 65 or more since about January. So Sam Houston, I think, got 71 maybe, but they've been holding everybody else to about 62 or below. So we were aware of that going in, and you know, I think it was mentioned just playing with confidence, and we thought we would be able to move the ball, and if we shot confident shots, we could have some success. So 18 for 36 from 3 sure helps.
Speaking of confidence, Don and Wu talked about when they were in here earlier how your halftime speech centered around being confident, and you guys come out. I think Lander gets a 3 early in that second half, and you guys get rolling. When this team is confident, how are they going to make waves in this conference when they're playing as confident?
Well, I don't know about all that. I mean, I guess that's for you guys to decide. I think we have the ability to be a very good basketball team, and we expect to take the floor to succeed every single time that we do. Definitely at halftime we were talking about Wu specifically. We were talking about how we all want Wu to score more. Like, Wu, score, shoot it. Like, you're getting to the rim, score. Like, stop catching the ball in the three and jab step and shoot it, you know. I mean, if that's what they're giving you, that's what you need to take, you know. And he's such a winning-oriented player. Honestly, we have a team. He never wants. I mean, sometimes I think the last thing he ever wants. If I say, "Ooh, you kind of forced that one a little bit," I will never tell him that because he will not forget that comment for about the next 3 weeks. Like, he'll make sure he doesn't do that. So, which winning players have that trait. Like, winning players have that trait. You know, like, he is not trying to statistically. He doesn't care about any of that. He cares about playing with his teammates and winning. But we need him to understand that him being aggressive and him attacking the rim and him shooting catch and shoot threes, that's being a good teammate. Like, that is doing what your teammates expect and need from you in order to succeed. So, you know, we do have to take the right shot that's there, and you want them to play with confidence. Sometimes as a coach, if you tell them to be confident and they start 1 for 12, that's when you're in a little bit of a pickle. But luckily that didn't happen tonight. You know, maybe playing back here in front of a great crowd in Diddle, even on a Saturday, a ton of students, you know, great fan support. You know, I think it hopefully re-energized us a little bit. You know, we had an up and down January, but we played 6 of 8 games on the road. Like, it's a real challenge, guys. Like, I mean, that's a very good basketball team. They had a real challenge coming in here today. We're going to have a real challenge when we go to Las Cruces. Like, I can't explain. We could write a book on it, well, after we all retire, but I don't know exactly why the home road splits are what they are, but it's hard. So I think coming back here this week while we're playing good basketball in front of a great crowd, hopefully that gives us some, you know, some belief and some confidence and moves us in the right direction as we got another road trip this week.
Just back to Wu, too. As you said, a lot of catch and shoot opportunities for him today. Was that expected, or were you surprised they left him there as much as they did? They just kept leaving him out there in his spot.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't fully expect them to leave him wide open. I think, you know, I think they had him scouted, and so maybe that is what I heard them yell in the first half, just make him go left on everything. And I said, you probably hear that too. Forget what they're saying, man. Like, you're open, shoot the ball. Like, if you can get to your right hand, get to your right hand. If you need to spin back, spin back. So it just seemed like he was open on every catch. It seemed like that they were leaving him a little bit. You know, and part of that's probably that Don and Christian combined for 48 points on Thursday night, just to be very transparent. Like, when you're playing against somebody coming off a huge game, we talk about it all the time. Hey, man, he had 26 the last night, like on Thursday. Let's make sure we can help off these other guys. And if you play against us, I mean, Enoch and Wu are both shooting the ball very well, so I don't really know who you help off of. You do probably have to pick somebody, you know. So maybe they picked him. I'm not sure, but I thought he had some good catch and shoot opportunities, and you know, Enoch was 1 for 2, Braxton's 2 for 2. You know, I thought those guys all stepped up and made the shots when they presented themselves.
Kind of mentioned it earlier, you know, you all split this Thursday, Saturday, split everything come up until this one plus game, one through straight now. So, you know, in your mind, when you all have to continue this, you know, little streak going as well.
We got to control what we do and how we play. You know, I mean, since we lost to Jacksonville State, I've been very pleased with how we've played every game. You know, we can't control when shots go in like they do tonight. But I thought versus Kennesaw here, we played great. Even the losses at Middle and at La Tech, I mean, we struggled to score the ball, but we played together. We played good basketball. We were moving the right direction through those games. So we've now had 6 games in a row, in my opinion, where we are gradually improving as a basketball team. And now the offense is starting to catch up. But again, you go on the road, you can never fully know about that. I think the most important thing is we defend, we rebound. We got 9-10 guys that are unselfish. I told them at halftime, like, hey man, everybody's gonna play. Like, don't be disappointed when you come out the game. Like, we're trying to stay fresh. I want the last 10 minutes for everybody to be fresh and for them to be worn out. That's what led to our success in November, December. And then kind of as we've been banged up a little bit, the rotation got cut, and I thought we were wearing out a little bit at the end of games. So I think just want those 9-10 guys to play connected, to play together, to continue to believe that we can be an elite defense and rebounding team. We've been don't know if we've been elite, but we've been pretty good, I think. And that if we keep working, the offense will come. So if we can continue to make progress the next 4 or 5 days and win or lose at Kennesaw on Thursday, win or lose at Jacksonville, if we play together and we know that we play good basketball, we'll keep improving and hopefully be at our best by March.
Coach, you talked about just playing, having really two big, complete games here. After seeing that game on UTEP, that was a really tough matchup. Know the guys were probably a little tired after that game and really needed to regroup before today's game. What was kind of really the focus in between that UTEP game and this game, really to keep those guys on the toes?
Yeah, we usually just, I don't know. I think that we certainly respect New Mexico State. I think the guys have understood that every team in our league is good. So there's never an overlooking of the opponent. Like I said, we won the league last year at the end, but we went 8-8. So there's a lot of guys in that locker room that remember it. We were up 23 at their place last year, and we lost the game. So myself and a lot of people in our program remember that game. So even today when we were getting going, and you want to know it gets to 20 or 25, why we're still being aggressive, we were up 52-29 on them last year and did not win the game. So we have both positive and negative memories of and an understanding of what this league is. So I think we certainly had respect for them. We did kind of close the book on the UTEP game and tried to figure out why we were successful scoring, and we tried to build on that. Yesterday, practiced for about probably an hour 10, but hard, and competed and guarded kind of what we anticipated them doing on offense, which I thought we did a good job at here today. And then starting this morning, guys had a good focus. Obviously, with an early game, you as a coach, you're always worried they're a little sluggish as the day gets going. But man, those guys, I don't know. They've, like I said, 6 straight games and really 23 straight days. They've responded together and carried themselves like a bunch of mature seniors and grad students that they are, which is impressive. So we got to continue to do the same thing in the 5 days between now and Kennesaw. I think we played Kennesaw first, right? In Kennesaw on Thursday.
Coach, you briefly touched on the crowd today, but 2 of the biggest crowd pops were at the end when Fluff hit his shot and then Jalen hit his shot. What was that moment like for you on the sideline?
Yeah, those are two seniors that are finishing up their career here at WKU. I heard some "We Want Fluff" chants about 9 minutes to go. I want Fluff too, I promise. But like I said, we were up 23 once upon a time on these guys and did not win the game. So no, Fluff did a great job. JD does a great job. JD played well there. JD's obviously next up. When we were at La Tech and we had some foul trouble, JD played 6 or 7 minutes in the first half of the game, and JD competes every single day, does whatever you ask him to do. I've probably told JD, hey, be ready. 15, 20 times this year, and that La Tech game was really the only one that so far, I promise you, so far, that he's been in there in a meaningful, game-altering type moment. But he's ready to go, and he's such a great teammate. JD can really shoot the ball. He got a couple over the back calls there. We've been emphasizing offensive rebounding, and he does that every day in practice. He goes flying in there to try to keep the basketball alive. He's such a willing teammate, and obviously Fluff's positivity, his work ethic. Who he is as a person. He's such a well-respected teammate and young man, and obviously he's. I'm happy that he got that and one after that first shot. That first shot that kind of clanked off the backboard or whatever. Now the shot he made kind of hit the top of the backboard too, so that was quite the experience. But I told them out there I knew I was going to get booed out of the building if I didn't put Fluff in. So I'm happy that they both went out there and got a bucket. It's an awesome experience that I'm sure they'll remember.
Obviously, you said that you can't determine what shots go in, how many shots go in each game, but what's the focus moving forward to have more games?
I don't know. I just think it's such a. I'll give you an example. Like if there's a game, we've shot the ball pretty well from the free throw line this year. Okay, but sometimes there's games where you go 10 for 20, and sometimes as a coach you hear a lot of suggestions that you need to work on your free throws when that happens, and I promise you these guys work on their free throws every single day. And if you keep saying, hey, you got to shoot more, eventually they're going to look at you and say, what, you don't think I'm going to make it? So it's shooting in free throws is a good example of that. So shooting is one of the things. These guys every single day on their own get about a 30-minute individual workout in and work on those game shots. We try to tailor it a little bit to what we think the defense will give us. So we try to every day, but Do we stat shots in practice? Yes, we do. Do we overcook it? And if you're struggling, do we try to, pull your elbow? No, I personally don't really believe that, especially for a bunch of seniors and grad students. Like, these guys are 21, 22, 23 years old. Like, they have shot thousands upon thousands and maybe millions of shots in their day. So it's a combination of just repetition and continuing to work. But I guess this is just, I'll use the word again, I just truly believe that feeling comfortable and feeling confident is a big part of that. And really just when you stay present and you stay in the moment, and you're not thinking and you're not, I thought a couple of games ago, Don got a shot blocked at Louisiana Tech. And we talked about that one because I've never seen Don get a three-point shot blocked. He said, man, I just knew it was a big shot, and man, you are better. Don't hesitate, man. Just jump up and shoot it. Like, just be you. Like, you shot 40% your whole career. Don't start overthinking this now. So I guess I just think that shooting and you just try to keep putting belief and confidence in them. And if somehow they get to a point where they're 0 for 4, okay, well, now it's time to do other parts of your game. Now it's time to attack the basket. Now it's time to make the pass. So, we just try to stay consistent with our habits, and hopefully the results will follow.
You kind of talked in the lead up this week at your presser about shooting the right shots, those catch and shoot shots.
Yeah.
Today, they shot plenty off the dribble, but it just seemed like everything was the right shot.
Once the ball started going in, it seemed like, I know Don made a couple off the dribble there, but Braxton's, both of his were off the catch for sure. I think Enoch's was. JD's was off the dribble there at the end. So, yeah, you're right. Everything seemed to be going. But obviously, sometimes when Don gets cooking like that, 7 for 9, sometimes you bend the shooting rules a little bit for Don. I've seen Don make a lot of basketball plays with the ball that I can't tell you I've coached many other guys that can make. So, no doubt, Don got going a little bit for sure. But statistically on the year, like I said, I think we're 41, 42% on catch and shoot shots, and this is threes only, 24 maybe from off the dribble. So especially from three, you really, in basketball, modern basketball, you want catch and shoot threes and layups and dunks. So just because the numbers are so inflated that those are successful. At the same time, the way that they guard, we knew we would have some mid-range pull-ups today as well. They kind of sit their big back at the rim, a little bit like we do. Today they made about 5, elbow jump shots or kind of in between twos. In the way that we play defense, it kind of forces you to make some of those. So I thought we made a couple pull-up twos that we needed to, but I did think most of the threes we shot were shots that when they were released, I think we all thought they were going in. Appreciate you guys.